What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode, another retro review of Noah's Ark Season 1. We are now on episode 5. So we picked this episode up. We see that the fellas have all come down to the Crenshaw swap meet. Of course, they are like, what are we doing here? Because Chance called them, and they were like, I just don't see Chance hanging out at the swap meet. But when they get there, honey, Chance is full on hood, you know what, with the do-rag, the oversized jersey, the chain link necklace, and drinking a 40 in a brown paper bag. Okay? And, he's like, what's up, dog? But he's doing it in his Chance voice. Like, he still can't let go of the professor. So he can't even say dog right. It's like, what's up, dog? You know what I'm saying? And they were like, what the hell is going on here? And he was like, yo, I'm down here, hanging out with my boy. So here comes T Money from the bathroom on the last episode. And T Money is literally, that's his spot at the Crenshaw swap meet. And it literally is called T Money's spot. Like, that's the name of it. T Money's spot. So, basically he's paying T Money to give him lessons on how to be a thug. Because at the end of the day, he still loves Eddie. And he wants, and there's a part of him that wants to figure out what is it about Eddie what is it about this thugs thing that I can't give Eddie? You know what I mean? So he's giving, so he has T Money giving him lessons. And of course the guys are like, this is not a good idea. And this is not going to end well for everybody involved. Then we see Noah and Wade. They on their way out, and Noah is behind on his rent. He's, bills are stacking up. And on the flip side, Wade is spending $4,000 on, a TV. Noah goes off and starts talking about how silly he is with his money and how irresponsible he is with his money. And Wade is like, what's really going on with you? Because, you really going off on me about how much I'm spending on the TV, which one, ain't your business, and two, it ain't that serious. So then that's when, Noah lets him know how much, he's behind on his rent. Wade immediately whips out his checkbook and is like, so, how much would you owe? And, Noah was like, oh my gosh, you don't have to do that. He was like, listen, I'm your man, right? So, he was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to thank you. He was like, listen, this is what I need you to do. And I love this about what Wade said, because Wade was like, listen, I'm going to go ahead and help you, because basically they about to put you out your apartment in 3 days if you don't come up with $4,000. And let's be clear, if you didn't have $4,000 yesterday, you ain't got $4,000 tomorrow. But what I need you to do, I need you to find a job. And, Wade was, and Noah was like, but I have a job. I'm a writer. Wade was like, let me be clear. Until you're making money off of being a writer, it is a hobby. And, Noah, it kind of struck Noah. It kind of hit Noah in the gut a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's the truth. Like, even the IRS considers it a hobby if you ain't making no money off of it. Like, you could put down that you a small business owner on your taxes all you want. You only got a couple of years to write that thing off before the IRS says, okay, this is no longer a business. This is now a hobby because you are making no profit. You understand what I'm saying? And Noah, but what I appreciate is that Noah took it to heart. He heard it. It hurt. It kind of gave him a gut punch. But he said, you know what? Valid. That's a valid point. He said, and you know what? I can't take your money. And Noah was like, oh, so now you mad? He was like, no, I'm not mad. I'm just going to do what you told me to do. I'm going to figure out a solution on my own. Now, the other side is Wade has been telling Noah, call Brandy down at Paramount. Like, she really wants to talk to you. I've been hooking you, trying to hook you up. And Noah's thing is, it's embarrassing. And I can understand that. How do you call somebody that you were supposed to have a threesome with, and now you got to talk business with them? It can be embarrassing. But Wade was like, listen, you can be embarrassed all you want, or you could be homeless. How you want to handle it? But then Wade ends up calling Brandy for Noah. And she ends up calling Noah to, get him a job. She says, look, meet me down, come on down to the office, and let's talk some business. In the meantime, Noah sold his car. He sold his car to get the money. And, Wade saw that he took it seriously. Wade saw that he kind of took in what he had to say. Then we see Alex. Now, the one thing I love, first of all, Alex looks so cute in this episode with that little goatee, honey, and his little glasses on, honey. He look real cute, girl. But Alex is a jokester of the group. He's the mama bear of the group, but Alex takes his HIV work very seriously. And so he was picking up, basically going down to the stroll, picking guys up to get them tested. And him and his supervisor end up getting into it because the supervisor is like, well, you don't need to be basically picking up riffraff off the street, and, you can't be picking up these little hustlers and junkies and bringing them in here to test them. He was like, wait a minute. At the end of the day, what we're doing is we're getting clients. And however I get those clients, it doesn't even matter. And his boss is like, basically his boss is giving him that whole bullshit about basically we're going to be dealing with a certain clientele, and that's not the clientele we want. Well, in the meantime, the dude that he picked up, which he was out there, turning tricks and everything, the dude overheard him and he was like, yo, who you calling trash? And he ends up leaving out of the center. And then his test comes back, he didn't test positive. So now, because you decided to be judgmental and be an asshole about the situation, now y'all lost somebody who now is back out on the street turning tricks, who is HIV positive. And Alex goes running after him to try to find him. And I'm sure he didn't get that far because, unless he ran or had a ride wait for him, he ain't gone that far, child. Wade goes down to Ricky's shop. And again, it's funny how I look at this. I have fresh eyes looking at this, and I see things so differently now, 15 years later, that I did when I was younger. Because I'm going to be honest, I used to give Wade a hard time. I really did used to give Wade a hard time. But now I really do see it from a different perspective. And Wade went down to Ricky's shop. Now, after last week with him and, last week's episode with Wade and Ricky getting into it, basically literally fighting over Noah, Wade kind of swallowed his pride. And out of all of the friends, the friend he went to was Ricky to say, listen, I just need y'all to know that, Noah's really going through a hard time right now. And, Ricky immediate response was, what did you do? What did you do to him? And he was like, hold up, player. I ain't do shit. But, he got behind on his bills and he ended up selling his car. And I know he's feeling kind of bad about it. So I wanted to try to do something special for him. So then Ricky said something about, well, his birthday this weekend. And Wade kind of hesitated. And he was like, you did know it was his birthday, right? Wade talking about something. Of course I did. Why would I be down here inviting you to his surprise party that I'm throwing for him if I didn't know? Which he didn't know. But anyway, and then when he was going into Ricky's shop, there was this dude literally walking out the shop with merchandise. Why? Because Ricky was in the back, getting his back blown out or blowing somebody's back out or whatever it is that he was doing. But he wasn't watching his store and there was nobody else there. So people were literally walking out with merchandise. And, Wade kind of threw it at him on his way out the door like, oh, and you might want to lock the door when you're going to be indisposed because I'm sure you lose a lot of inventory that way. And the look on Ricky's face sort of kind of was like, yeah, you're right. So Wade and so Noah ends up hanging out with the guys, and Ricky lets the guys know what's going on. And of course, Ricky was like, play it cool, don't say nothing. And y'all know Alex Mama Bear straight up came out and was like, what the fuck? Where's your car? And Noah was like, I sold it because I needed the money. And they were like, why didn't you tell us that you were short? He was like, because I already owe y'all way too much money, and it's time for me to really figure out how to fix these things on my own. And so, I did what I had to do. I sold my car. And I think there's a level of they were upset that he didn't talk to them, but there was also, I feel like, a level of respect in the decision that he made to not talk to them about it. So then we see Brandy end up calling Noah to come in for a meeting. So we see Noah and Brandy working together, meeting. And, she tells him, listen, I've read some of your stuff. I really liked it. I think you have a fresh perspective. I have a project for you to do a rewrite on. And when she gives him the script, it's actually Wade's script. And Noah was like, well, this is Wade's script. And Brandy was like, because, he was like, listen, I felt a little funny about the whole threesome thing. She was like, listen, that was pleasure. This is work. This is business. I can separate the two if you can. So when she gives him Wade's script, of course, the first thing out of Noah's mouth is, this is Wade's script. Brandy was like, what I tell you, business. Like, his script needs rewriting. Either you gonna take the job or you're not. Like, this is the job that I have for you. And of course, Noah takes it. I mean, he's apprehensive about it, but it's also a bad, like, he can't really say no to the first job opportunity in the field that he wants to work in. So, that's going to be a situation. We'll get back to that. Then we see the fellas meeting up with Alex at, looks like a rundown little area. Alex has quit his job and decided to start his own nonprofit that's going to focus on AIDS, education or HIV/AIDS education and prevention, and it's going to be geared towards the Black and Latino community. And so he calls the guys down there, and the guys are like, "Say, well, you what?" And once again, who was there with a broom in his hand and got his man's back? Trey. Let me tell you something. Now we're gonna get to some more Trey stuff later on in the episodes, but right now, right here, Trey got his man's back. So each one of the guys use their own separate talents because let's be clear, all of them ain't gonna do the same thing. Ricky ain't cleaning nothing. So, Noah was like, hey, I can help you, clean this place up, with the whole dead rat on the floor. Chance was like, listen, I can help you get into some grant writing. Like, I can pull some stuff and get you some grant writing information and some help. And Ricky was like, listen, my family, we have a charitable foundation. I'll see if I can get you some seed money. So once again, you see how each one of them brings a different element to the friendship. And so, and of course they were like, wait a minute, Ricky, we knew your family had money. We didn't know your family had that kind of money. Because let's be clear, there is rich and then there is wealthy. And Chris Rock has already broken that down for y'all. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, y'all go Google Chris Rock rich versus wealthy, and he'll give you the breakdown. He'll explain to you the difference, okay? It sounds like Ricky's parents are wealthy, okay? They thought his parents were rich, but they just realized that his parents are wealthy, okay? Then we see Chance and T-Money. They're out riding, and T-Money's tricked out, circa Boys in the Hood with the hydraulics, and they riding down the street with the hydraulic lift front, hydraulic lift back. And Chance is having the time of his life, honey. He is having a ball. He is enjoying the whole situation. But here come the cops, and you can clearly tell that Chase is not somebody that's used to the cops pulling him over, honey. He is like, what? Oh, what do I do? I don't know what to go. Oh, what am I supposed to? T-Money immediately knows what to do. He whips the car around, parks it in a dark alley, and immediately jumps out the car and runs. Well, he does it so quickly that Chance he doesn't have an opportunity to go anywhere. But the police end up, they don't do a whole scene. I think if they were to do this scene again in 2020, we would have a whole scene of Chance having an encounter with the police that probably wasn't so pleasant. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't do all of that. They just kind of fast forwarded to the end of the stop and showed the police checking his credentials, knowing that, because they were like, okay, Dr. Chance or Professor Chance, well, they didn't call him Chance, but you know what I'm saying? Everything clears up. The car is clean. So it makes you think, well, why the hell did T-Money run? If the car is legit, why would he run, Well, so of course Chance is like, he's, pissed off that T-Money done ran off, but he's like, all right, well, at least everything is cool. I don't have no issues. He go to start the car up and the keys are gone, right? And so, now he's stuck in the hood, no transportation, no way to get home or whatever. And this is the night of Noah's party. So he calls Noah first, and Noah's like, first of all, what are you doing in that side of town? And Chance is like, listen, I don't even have time to get into all that. T-Money done left me here. I just need to get home. Can somebody come pick me up? I remember this before Uber, before all that other stuff that we conveniently have today. And he was calling for one of his boys to come pick him up. And Noah was like, well, I'm waiting for Wade to get here. And, it's my birthday dinner. And remember, I don't have a car. So I can't come get you even if I want. Well, I think if Noah had his car, he would have come and got him. So he was like, well, let me call Ricky. He calls Ricky. Now, Ricky is back at Noah's house, making sure that the party is, everything is straight with the party, letting people in, letting the guests in or whatever, while Wade, is, while Wade is, working with, with Noah at dinner. Ricky complains, he hems and he haws, but then he says, all right, I'm going to go get him. So Chance is waiting for Ricky to come get him. Chance is waiting for Ricky to come get him. Chance is waiting for Ricky to come get him. Ricky on his way out the door, and here come the stripper. And Ricky almost made the right decision. He almost made the right decision. But at the last minute, he turns around, he goes back into the apartment, and he proceeds to hook up with the stripper. So Chance is stuck. He's hearing gunshots. He realizes that Chance is not coming to get him. That Ricky is not coming to get him. And who does he end up calling? Because at this point, he knows that the party has started. Noah can't come now because he don't want to mess up Noah's whole situation. I guess he couldn't get in touch with Alex. I don't know. But he ends up calling who? Eddie. And of course, Eddie was pleased as pie to be able to come and save him. Chance gets in the car and Chance is like, you just drive. Eddie was like, what are you doing? He was like, don't do it. Just drive. I don't even have it in me today to have that conversation. They get to the party. Who was in the bathroom, not with the stripper, but with the stripper plus somebody else having a good old threesome in Noah's shower is Ricky. And of course, Chance actually does show up and he sees this and he's like, really, Ricky? Like, motherfucker, I was stranded in the hood in the middle of the night. Well, not the middle of the night, but after dark, and you were supposed to come and get me, and you really left me stranded to have you really did leave me stranded. And, Ricky gives him this half-ass apology later on, and Chance was like, that's just not, your apology means nothing. First of all, it's a half-ass apology. Second of all, it doesn't even mean anything. You legit, I needed you tonight. I needed you tonight, and you straight up left me hanging. That's just not cool. And Ricky gonna make a joke talking about it was a threesome. Because he said something about with a stripper. He was like, don't forget the waiter, And he was like, that's just not cool. Noah gets to his party. Well, actually, Noah got to the party before Chance did, but neither here nor there. And it is truly a surprise. But Noah didn't know about the party. And Noah keeps trying to talk to Wade and tell Wade about the script. He really wants to have the conversation with Wade. He doesn't want to have, anything between them. But it just, every time he's getting ready to tell Wade, it's just something else happens. Something else happens. Something else happens. T-Money shows up to the party, honey. And he tries to apologize. He says, listen, he says, listen, I got 2 strikes. I had some weed on me. I ain't need it. I couldn't take that chance. I'm sorry. I left you hanging. And, Chance was like, don't worry about it. It was a business arrangement. And he tries to pay T-Money his money. And T-Money was like, nah, I don't want your money. And then he leans in for a good old kiss. And who comes walking up on him? Eddie. I said, well, Eddie, you don't have no position. No, you can't be mad about nothing. Then we have Guy and Trey having a conversation. Remember, Guy is Wade's friend from the bar last episode. The one I said looked like the dude from Greenleaf. The more I look at him, I'm thinking maybe he's not the dude from Greenleaf, but he really does look like the dude from Greenleaf. I'm going to have to IDBM and see if it's the same person. Anyway, Alex is peeping it, and Alex feels like, Guy is a little too much in Trey's face. You know what I'm saying? He was like, you sure he's straight? Noah was like, child, he is straight as a board. Don't worry. There's no tea there. You ain't got nothing to worry about. But Alex got his good eye. Because, women's intuition. I'm sorry, it's not women's intuition. Men's intuition got the hairs on the back of Alex's neck standing up. And he got that good eye on him. Okay? So, then I want to make sure I get all this in, y'all. But, so then Trey comes over to Alex and was like, yo, Guy said he can give me some extra shifts over at his hospital because remember, Guy was a surgeon. He said, to try to pick up the slack, from you quitting your job. And so it sort of puts Alex sort of in a trick bag because it's like, well, I guess I can't really complain because I did quit my job and he going to pick up, this is going to help us pick up the slack so we can get the clinic kind of off and going. I guess I can't really be too mad about it, So then the whole night, Noah keeps trying to talk to Wade. He's like, yo, can we go in the bathroom? Can I talk to you in the bedroom or whatever? And Wade was like, well, let's go outside. Let me talk outside. So Wade takes Noah outside, and Noah is really trying to talk to Wade about what's going on. But he gets out there, and what is sitting out front? Noah's car. he done went and bought Noah his car back, and it's full of roses, and he done added lights to it, and it is just a whole moment. And of course, at that point, it ain't like he can like what's he gonna say now? Like it's like it ain't like at that point he could say, "Yo, I got your script, and I've been marking that shit up all day," you know. And then so they have a moment, and then the guys start throwing rose petals over the balcony, and it's raining roses on them. It was a moment. It was a sweet moment, and that's one of those things where you will always remember. And if that relationship doesn't work out, that will probably be like one of the worst memories in your life. If it does work out, it'll be something you tell your kids about. Like, it was a moment. Anyway, that was episode 5. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in those comments. Peace.